And Mr. President, I wanted to ask you about the lawsuits for the election. Almost all of them are thrown out. I know Senate Majority Leader McConnell brought them up. They're considered a joke by many judges. They're laughing at you. How does that make you feel?
I have spoken very powerfully about our legal team not being what they should be. Rudy Giuliani had diarrhea leaking from his brain.
That's what you call it? I call that hair dye.
No, it was liquid shit coming from his brain. And then Sidney Powell. Sidney Powell, let me tell you something.
Tell me.
If she were hotter, she is not an attractive woman. She's sort of just old and plain and goofy. If she were hot, she'd probably be the best fuck in all of Washington, D.C.
Why is that?
Because she is out of her fucking mind. And I have to admit, a little of me got hard when I was hearing her speak, because I just thought, wow, she's crazy. But then I looked at her and realized she was not attractive. And she wasn't crazy in a good way. She was just crazy in sort of a, tinfoil hat kind of way.
You hired her, though, Mr. President. You hired her. She worked for you, and she is claiming that a deceased Hugo Chavez and others are responsible for rigging the election.
Well, I can tell you that I denounced that very strongly. I spoke with Herman Cain the other day, and he thought it was crazy. He said, Hugo Chavez is dead. And I said, I know, Herman, I know. So we're all on the same page when it comes to Sidney.
How did you speak to Herman Cain? He is dead also.
Oh, you know what? It was just a random black guy, and I thought it was Herman Cain.
So you call every black guy Herman Cain?
Or Ben Carson. Sometimes they look more like Ben Carson. But it's.
You don't call any black people Kanye?
I call Kanye.
So you know what Kanye looks like?
But because he always shows up with his, he always shows up with Kim, and she brings her knee pads, and so it's easy to tell him because he comes with Kim Kardashian.
I gotcha.
West, don't forget.
I'll never forget.
Don't leave off the West.
I won't. Now, Sidney Powell, there were no red flags when you hired her?
I actually just thought she was Deborah Birx, and I said, where are all your scarves? It wasn't for a few days later that I realized she was somebody different.
How responsible is that of you that you didn't even know who you hired?
When you have such a strong case like I do, such an ironclad case for the presidency, you can have a third-rate lawyer. But Rudy Giuliani has disappointed me. He's leaking poop from the forehead.
It's not poop from his forehead. It's
look at it. It looks like diarrhea.
It does look like diarrhea, but it's just.
Although you see this Jenna, the other attorney, the young blonde with sort of the rack. I like her.
Do you?
She's very passionate. She could lose a couple, but she's pretty. She's a good thick. And she's evangelical, and I love she's evangelical, but she's willing to die for me. That's a good crazy.
So if someone's willing to die for you,
she's killing her career, and I respect that because she's doing it for me.
Mr. President, these lawsuits that are being taken as a joke.
Well, they're very serious, and they're being taken seriously by quality legal scholars on both OAN and Newsmax.
But those are extreme right media. And the thing is that people who are actually looking at it, who are judges on the court, are throwing them out and laughing at these cases.
They're not laughing.
Well, as jokey as you can write in a legal document, you are being taken as a joke, these lawsuits.
No, I'm being taken very seriously. I think now that we've gotten rid of Sidney Powell and, hopefully Rudy Giuliani, his head explodes from all the shit inside of it.
Are you going to get rid of Rudy?
Once we get Jenna Ellis as lead attorney / mistress, I think we're looking at a very positive turn for our great legal case. We have a great. We have to. It's called rule of law. It's called rule of law.
Why don't you hire OJ's lawyers?
You mean Kim Kardashian's dad? Like, get the hologram. Remember, she had the hologram of her dad at her party.
Exactly.
I am now represented by the hologram of the whore's dad.
What's his name? Shapiro?
His last name was Kardashian.
One of the lawyers. Wasn't one of the lawyers Shapiro another
Well, that
lawyer?
was one of the lawyers, but you said
Okay.
what was the lawyer's name, and I was like, it was Kardashian.
Well, he had a team of lawyers.
Right? He had Cochran, right? No, Cochran, Mike. You thought I said Cochran. Johnny Cochran and Ben Shapiro,
I thought he was Ben
and
Shapiro.
or Robert Shapiro. Ben Shapiro might just be a very strong political pundit that you should know, and a lot of lawyers, a lot of strong lawyers.